You sit down at your desk to design. But before you open your software, the operational wave crashes into you. This is the trap of running a creative business. You started a studio because you want to make things, but to keep the doors open, you end up spending your day managing the process instead of doing the work. The proposals written at 11 p.m., the endless chase for client approvals, hours spent scoping out vague requests, and the post-mortems you never finish. Every single minute you burn on those administrative tasks is a minute stolen directly from your timeline to design, animate, or edit. To solve this, I built Sloane. She is a highly contextualized, custom-built AI producer that lives inside my business. Her explicit job is to run the operational side of my studio entirely. She absorbs the friction of client management, scoping, and scheduling. To get this kind of utility, you have to move past basic prompting and start actively architecting a digital employee from the ground up. Step 1 is defining the plugin. You need to write down, in plain language, who this person is. You are writing a job description for your new studio producer, not writing code. Building an AI operator relies on two concepts. First, the plugin. It's the foundational persona, holding deep business context, direct, organized, and knows when to push back. Second, skills. These are specific, strictly formatted tasks the plugin performs, each with predefined instructions, inputs, and expected formats. When you pair these strictly defined skills with a rich, contextualized personality, the system stops generating vague, untrustworthy corporate speak. It sounds like someone who actually works for you. This structure forces you to treat the AI as a capable digital employee with a clear job description, rather than just another piece of software. Let's look at how this actually runs your morning. Skill 1 is the daily briefing. Every morning, Sloane scans my email, calendar, and Slack channels, filtering out the noise to give me a prioritized 90-second read on exactly what needs my attention right now. The second critical skill is scoping. You feed the AI a messy client email, and it breaks down the request into concrete deliverables, estimating the hours required for concept, production, and revision. This visualization shows the true value of the scoping skill. It calculates a floor-to-ceiling price range and immediately flags the specific details in the client's request that could lead to scope creep later. These two skills take the load of figuring out where to start your day and condense it into an immediate, actionable strategy. Once a project is scoped, the proposal skill takes over. It automatically structures that raw data into a polished document, featuring a predetermined 3-tier pricing model: good, better, and best. The human creator is free to focus entirely on strategic judgment, ensuring the timeline feels right and the pricing fits the client. Then there's skill 4, client emails. For the difficult conversations, like scope creep or chasing down a late invoice, she generates 2 distinct drafts: a soft approach and a firm approach. Handing off these heavy-lifting communications removes the friction of switching your brain out of deep creative mode just to write an uncomfortable email. Finally, skill 5 is the one almost everyone skips: the post-mortem. When a project wraps, Sloane pulls the scattered meeting transcripts and email threads, synthesizing them into honest internal takeaways and a clear assessment of the client's potential for repeat business. But here is the secondary loop. The system takes that post-mortem data and automatically distributes tailored handoff notes to the rest of the AI team, feeding my copywriter, art director, and social media manager. By connecting the end of a project to the beginning of your marketing, a tedious administrative chore now directly feeds the next week's social posts and case studies. If you try to activate all 5 of these skills on your very first day, the system will break and you will abandon it. It's the equivalent of hiring a new employee and dumping your entire backlog on their desk before lunch. Start exclusively with the morning briefing. Run it for a week. Let it build your trust. Then wait for a real-world client lead to come in and use that actual project to build out your proposal and scoping skills. Your AI producer must be built organically. Let the actual demands and natural rhythm of your studio dictate exactly what you build next. When you add up the briefing, the scoping, the emails, the proposals, and the post-mortems, you are pulling at least 1 to 2 hours of pure focus back to your desk every single day. You didn't start a creative business to write operational documents. You started it to actually make the work. But even with operations handled, there is still the problem of keeping the business development pipeline alive while you're deep in a project. That is a completely different job, and it belongs to my next AI assistant, Reid. Mastering this architectural approach to AI gives you the leverage to drop the busy work, step out of the manager's chair, and get back to your craft.